This weekend in South African schoolboy rugby, there is some serious talent on display. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 players you need to watch, and I will explain what I think makes them special. Let's start with arguably the most talked about schoolboy player in South Africa right now, Lamla Mgedezi from Grey College. Last week, many people, if you looked at the YouTube comments, were asking where Mgedezi was and why he wasn't playing or starting for Grey College. But the fact of the matter is that he actually suffered a serious injury while on tour in Spain last December. I'm just so grateful that this boy didn't get injured because he really has some exceptional talent. He has elite speed, excellent footwork, and he has outstanding vision. And the fact that he's already represented Free State and SA schools while he was still a grade 11 learner just shows you the class that this kid has. I also read an article on Rugby 365 recently that said that Lamla actually worked really, he said he was going to work really hard on his kicking game during the off-season because he started to realize that he can't run everything back at the opposition, although I think he probably can. But it's definitely something that I will keep my eye on. I know we all know he's got footwork, he's got speed, and he's got the vision, but it will be interesting to see if he's added that to his repertoire in the off-season. I'm not sure if Gray will start him this weekend or if they will ease him back after his injury, but either way, he is a top player and definitely one to keep on this year. Next, Tiaan Basson. Okay, from Roos. He is an extremely physical player who really had some outstanding performances last year. One moment that really stood out for me was that powerful try that he scored against Grey College. It was a mic drop, jaw-dropping moment for me, and I couldn't believe the power that this kid possessed because it's not every day that you see a guy break so many Grey College tackles in order to score a try. And I think what makes his story so interesting is that he actually started his journey on the wing, but has since moved into the centers and he's really made it his own. He really has explosive pace. He's got a strong physicality and presence in the midfield, and I think it really makes him a complete outside center for the modern game. He's also represented Western Province in the Academy Week last year, and for some people actually call him the best schoolboy player in the country right now. Now, this weekend will be quite interesting because he'll be going up against a strong Affies midfield that includes Jean Ferreira and Tiaan Marks. I know Tiaan Marks also played for the Bulls Academy Week side last year, so I think that'll be a very interesting matchup this weekend indeed. Next up, we've got Kleyn from Grey College. Now, Grey College, they're known to consistently produce top quality centers, and he definitely is one of the best in the country right now. He's an extremely powerful runner. He runs beautiful lines and he makes the big defensive hits, and he's got an exceptionally good offloading game. Once he gets going, it is really, really difficult to stop. And I think what I really like about Kleyn is the fact that he creates opportunities for his teammates because he gets to break the line so often. And he's always looking for support, always looking for the offload when he goes into contact. And I think he reminds me a lot of the good old Sonny Bill in the way he plays. He reads the game quite well. You know, he puts players into space around him, and I think that is exactly what you want from a top center. In my opinion, he's definitely in contention for the SA school side later this year as a number 12. Then another player that I think will be interesting, worth watching, especially now that we've talked about Basson and Kleyn, and many people might have thought about them as a possible SA schools midfield. Erin Nelson from Graeme College is also a guy to keep your eye on. He's a very strong and direct center who plays a very physical and effective style of rugby. He attacks the gain line very aggressively, runs excellent lines, and has deceptively good footwork and speed for such a big guy. He's able to break tackles, find space, and he has the pace to finish when opportunities present themselves. I can think of one try he scored last year against at the St. John's Festival that really took my breath away, and he also scored a couple of pearlers there at the Craven Week as well. Now, last week he also represented Eastern Province at the Craven Week and was already selected for the SAA school side, which shows that maybe on last year's performances, maybe he was ranked slightly higher than Basson, but he definitely is someone worth watching and will definitely be in contention when it comes to selecting SA schools later this year. I think in tight games, players like Nelson, who can consistently break the gain line, they're extremely valuable, obviously, for obvious reasons. And although it is still very early in the season, It'll be interesting to see whether he could potentially form a midfield combination with players like Orion or even Tiaan Basson at the SA Schools level later this year. Finally, I want to talk about Char Els, the hooker from Affies. He actually impressed me quite a lot last weekend. He was quite physical, and I also read recently that he's actually considered one of the top hookers in the country right now. He's a proper front row forward, hooker, who brings real presence to the physical presence to the game. He's strong in the scrum. He's a powerful ball carrier, and he's very accurate with his line-out throwing. And last week he scored a try. I think he scored 2, but they officially gave him 1 while I was watching the YouTube highlights, and was involved in almost everything Affies did. And I think what really stood out for me was his work rate around the field. He's constantly active, making tackles, hitting rucks, carrying the ball, and linking play, which gives his team real momentum. He's also played for the Bulls at the Academy Week. He's already an EPD player, and he's along with Leon Barnard from Roos. He is an EPD player that's also will give that is in strong contention for the hooker berth for the SA School side later this year. If Affies are going to beat Paul Roos at the Mark Otter, he'll definitely be crucial. His lineouts will need to be accurate, his scrums will need to be solid, and he will definitely need to provide go-forward ball so that his backs can benefit off that. He may not be the flashiest player, maybe the most athletic, but he is extremely effective, strong physical boy, and players like that definitely help you to win matches. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are just 5 players that I looked at that you can keep an eye on this weekend. But there is a huge amount of talent in South African schoolboy rugby right now. If you would like to see full fixtures, key players, and my predictions for this weekend matches, be sure to check out the full video on my channel and other videos that I've posted on my channel for fixtures. And then also let me know in the comments which player you are most excited to watch. Do not forget to subscribe for more schoolboy rugby on content. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.